Let's talk about healing, reversing, and preventing heart disease. You know, this is one of the nation's #1 leading killers, but it doesn't have to be.
Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist. Get healthy now.
Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Well, let's talk about healing heart disease. There's no reason that we have to have heart disease in our lives at all. And, you know, I'm amazed at how many people come to me with heart disease. If we knew what I'm going to tell you now, we wouldn't have heart disease in the country at all. There's really no reason to have it whatsoever. And I want to see it go into extinction, absolutely positively. And a lot of people feel, you know, once you get heart disease, you can't reverse it. That's not true at all. We can reverse heart disease completely. And it's been shown for many years to be reversible. And so I want to talk to you about that and in general show you that you can reverse your heart disease. You know, I have a good friend and he is a healer, amazing man, really does a great job of healing a lot of different things. And he's like a massage therapist and does a lot of different processes. And he was sitting in the front row of a seminar, and a doctor looked at him that was giving a talk, and he said, "Boy, you're not looking very good. I want you to come to my office on Monday." And so he went to his office on Monday, and they did an ultrasound of his heart and found out, you know, wow. And actually did an angiogram, too, that he had 4 almost totally occluded coronary arteries, which were, wow, not good. And the doctor said, "You're not going to leave here. We got to do this now, otherwise you're not going to survive." And he said, "No, I'm going on Dr. Haider's diet for 30 days. And you know, lo and behold, after 30 days, his coronary arteries were completely open. And so we can reverse heart disease completely. And lots and lots and lots of studies. And there's not just like a new thing whatsoever. You know, Dr. Dean Ornish was talking about this way back in the 80s. And so we have a way of actually healing this. Another study was actually done with a young woman that actually did this study by herself. She took 3 people and actually put them on a vegan diet and lifestyle and for 6 months. And they wanted to see what changes would happen. And actually their blood pressure went down, their energy levels went up, and the actual blood pressure dropped about 40 to 50 points. They dropped anywhere up to 40 pounds also. Also, their blood sugar went down, and their LDL cholesterol went down about 40 points. All these different things happened just by going on a specific vegan diet. And I have a specific way of helping people also. And even Dr. Esselstyn's son, Rip Esselstyn, he did a lot of studies also he's a fireman, so he went to engine houses, you know, lots of fire trucks are, and all the firemen are there, you know, and they have the biggest thing that kills firemen, well, what it is? Heart disease, having a heart attack when they're called on duty. And they actually gave them vegan food for just a week. And it was interesting that they actually lowered their cholesterol, they lowered their blood pressure, they lowered all these different parameters for heart disease down in amazing amounts. It was just like, wow, look at that, in just 1 week. So it goes to show you, what can you do to change your heart disease? Well, you can change it in a drastic way in no time at all. It is absolutely positively. Actually, doctors Esselstyn, the father, did a study with 23 people, put them on a vegan diet also, and actually 18 of them stuck with it. And they found a huge amount of difference. Actually, the increased coronary artery flow in no time whatsoever. So really amazing stuff. We can reverse heart disease. Also, there was another man who's 45 years old, type 2 diabetic, and they put him on a vegan diet. And within 1 year later, actually, we can reverse it within 2 or 3 weeks or a month or so. He had type 2 diabetes and going on a vegan diet. He completely reversed his diabetes. So, absolutely positive proof that we can reverse even diabetes. So, we can reverse heart disease for sure. Eating animal products actually increases our chances also of having cancer by 400 times. That's a whopping amount. 400 times increase in coming down with cancer if we eat animal products. Another study actually showed that vegans have a much lower incidence of disease in general. Cancer is much lower. Obesity was non-existent. Diabetes was totally unheard of, and heart disease and strokes is amazingly low compared to other groups of people around in the United States. So it's really interesting. Also, vegans can get a lot of omega-3s and polyunsaturated fats, and also eat a lot of iron-rich foods and get their B vitamins from lots of great natural fruits and vegetables and grains and beans and that type of thing, and live a long, healthy life. There's no doubt about it. Even Dr. Max Gerson did studies, actually healed people of many, many different types of diseases over his lifetime. It was he actually cut short because somebody poisoned him. People don't want this information out there, and that's for sure. You can give a drug, and you have to keep paying for that drug. Of course, people want you to keep, buying that pharmaceutical, and a big pharma doesn't like this type of stuff. So we can heal most diseases, absolutely, positively. Also, Dr. McCullough, Dr. Dean Ornish, as I talked about, Dr. Campbell, in the China studies showed that, lower amounts of cancer. Also, we can actually make a huge difference in heart disease. Within a year, for sure, so we can actually really open up those coronary artery vessels. And within 5 years, there's a 300% change in the coronary artery being opened. So it's like, wow. Blood pressure dropped like a rock. Incidence of stroke go down. Liver disease goes down. On and on and on. Also, getting things like chlorella into your life. The chlorella has more protein than a steak. It also has all the essential proteins, just like a steak, but also the non-essential proteins, which you don't get from a steak. And so you're getting more protein from chlorella and things like spirulina also, which is amazing. And a lot of people say, being a vegan, you're not going to get enough protein. That's not true whatsoever. You get a lot of protein. Actually, if you just ate broccoli all day, you would end up with 4 times your daily recommended allowance of protein. And that's wow. And a lot of people don't know that. You get a lot of protein. If you cut out the middleman, the animal in between, we start getting all this protein that we normally would get trickles from the animal itself. It's not an efficient system. We go straight to the grain, or straight to the vegetables, straight to the fruits, and straight to the beans, and we get the great nutrition, no doubt about it. Also, even the American Heart Association, and I paraphrase this, vegan diets can be helpful and nutritionally sound. So that's taken a long time, I have to say. Even the American Dietitians Association has come along and say, this can really help with all kinds of disease processes also. But we have to let go of things. We can't be going back to our old ways of eating, that's for sure. We have to let go of refined sugars and refined carbs. We can't eat the white flour anymore. Got to let go of the baked goods, that type of thing. Also, artificial colors and sweeteners and preservatives, those are all nasty and not good for the heart in general. Also, drinking a liter of soda every day, boy, that's not good either. And not good for the epithelial lining of the arteries of any kind, not even, especially your coronaries. And also, things like potato chips and stuff like that, really not good for the heart. Also, you got to exercise. I walk 8 miles every day. That's really important. And, if you don't get the cardiovascular exercise, the heart is a muscle like any other muscle, and you got to keep it moving. You know what I mean? You move it or lose it. And I intend to keep moving it. That's for sure. The heart is amazing. It never stops. If it stops, you're gone. It just keeps going, but we have to keep it healthy. And the best way we can keep it healthy is by walking and swimming and bike riding, running and all these different things. Any kind of cardiovascular way of getting some, really huff and puff and movement in there. That's really a great thing. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I walk 8 miles every day, and I can do 5 miles in less than an hour. So I've had young people in their 20s try to keep up with me, and they couldn't. So I really highly recommend that you change your life and start getting out there. And also, Dr. Dean Ornish actually took 10 patients and way back in 1977, put them on, a vegan diet, and actually, in only 1 month, they actually started reversing their heart disease. Actually, within hours, you can start reversing your heart disease. It's a dynamic process. It doesn't have to, stay the way, you are. You can have more vitality. You can open up your coronaries. We can get rid of that cardiovascular disease and put you on the road to health. And especially if you've had a heart attack, the second heart attack, most of the time, about 85% of the time, kills the person. It's not good. We really need to get on the road of, doing a diet like mine and reversing it. There's no reason for people dying of heart disease. Absolutely no reason. 1983, Journal of American Medical Association actually showed that being on a vegan diet actually improved blood supply to the heart significantly in only 1 month. It's like, wow. Also, randomized trials, actually, and Dr. Ornish did this in 1990. It was published in The Lancet, showed that huge changes within a month. Also, in 1998, Journal of American Medical Association, after 5 years, had a huge increase in heart capacity, just being on a vegan diet. So you can actually reverse heart disease completely. And Dr. Dean Ornish's report showed an average improvement of heart disease over 5 years of 300%. So like, wow. I mean, that's like back to normal. And so there's a lot of things we can do, a lot of things that we can, change. But you can't be eating the same old stuff again. You have to let go of the animal products. You have to let go of the beef, the lamb, the chicken, the pork, the eggs, the dairy products, all the milk, the cheese, the yogurt, the kefir, and all these different things. And also the chemicals. You got to let all that go. You got to go back to a very clean way of eating. And when people do that, I see miracles happen. And I am just aghast of how many people have heart disease still. Now, I guess the information is not getting out there. And I hope you will show people this and tell them that we can reverse this completely and we can make you totally bulletproof to having a heart attack completely. There's no reason to have a heart attack in this day and age. I guarantee that. We don't really need to have a heart attack. My dad died of a stress-induced heart attack at 57. He was a big meat eater. There's no doubt about that. And stress also is another thing that makes, a heart disease even worse. So we got to work on lifestyle also. Doing the yoga, doing the qigong, doing the meditation, doing, Tai Chi, different things that help us with our lifestyle and getting rid of stress. Stress is a huge thing also. So if you really want to change your life, you want to get rid of your heart disease, you want to prevent the second heart attack, which is not going to be good, get a hold of me. My phone number is 831-869-9119, 831-869-9119. We'll see it at the end of the video here, and also click on Show More. It's right down below. And if you want to do a consultation with me, I ask for a $50 donation, and we'll get you on the track to healing. And I also, out of my own heart, give you support for 1 year so you can get on the right track to healing. Also, remember my new book, Live a Cancer-Free Life. Live a Cancer-Free Life. You can Google that, and it will come up, and there's no reason to have cancer. We can lower your chances of coming down with cancer by 1,000% and make a huge difference. There's no doubt about that. I absolutely know that. Actually, I've had 2 people come to me and who had cancer, and their cancer went into remission when they started using what I recommended. So, wow. Remember a couple things. Remember God, and remember, I love you.